Hi everyone, it's Twindle again, and we're back with more Allumeria. Last time we did a bunch of mining, got a bunch of stuff all set up, and hopefully now we can make some progress. I will admit, I have gone and played through most, if not all, of the content on a single player thing, so I kind of have a more grasp of what I'm doing here, and what I'll be able to work with here in the future of our little world here. So let's jump right back into it. We were Dreamscape, weren't we? Or were we Bowl of Carpets? I load this up, what happens? Yep, this is correct. Alright, let's see here. Okay, so we got our ominous deer skull. And I have made sure he's currently the only boss in the game. But that's fine. It's perfectly fine. It's an alpha of the game, so we're good with that. We got iron equipment. We need iron armor. Let's see what we can do here. So there is a dungeon over there. I think I might wait until I get full iron equipment and perhaps look for some heartbeats before I tackle that. Heartbeats work like Terraria's like heart crystals. And I think we have to go deeper for that if we're gonna find those. Let's see here. Where was our like actual? Suppose I can. Only a quarter heart. That's fine. Hole here. All right, so let's take a look-see around on what we're doing here. So I do know that some of the later development, like past this form of progression and onto the next stage, can get a little bit long, but I might be able to shorten it somewhat. There's a skeleton there. Alright, got some crates. Helpful. Copper, we don't need that anymore. Huh. There's something die up there. See here, we just got a bunch of mushrooms right now. Just a bunch of absolutely nothing. This is really isn't like that good at all. So maybe I'll just like cut until I find actual stuff here, like actual iron to mine. This guy to death. Oh, we gotta use it. Loser alarm. Loser alarm. He lost. Absolute fool. Simply inferior to a... Oh, there's iron right there. And iron right here. Okay, grab that. Now I can go and grab this vein. I'm thinking after we get iron, we can probably take on that dungeon. Either that or we could just go for straight progression. Either one. I'm not entirely sure what the best course of action would be there. Because if we go for straight progression, then there's no real reason to access the temple. I think that if there's anything that I would figure needs to be changed about the game's progression currently. Ow! Kill each other. skeleton dead. But yeah, if I think something like needed to be changed like really quickly, I guess, based off of the progression, or like soon, I guess, because it's like a major part of the progression, is I'd say the dungeon. Because the dungeon, you can get a forest pickaxe as one of the drops, and that's the best pickaxe in the game. You can just get it. And that's really nice, but as far as I know, you can just mine gold, and then make a gold pickaxe, and then go down to the Undergarden, which is a new biome that they added in the most recent update, which allows you to get all of the materials you need to combine with gold to create... Is this the sun? Huh. To create forest ingots, which can make the forest pickaxe and forest armor and all the best gear in the game. Even without any of that per se, there's crates down there that give I don't know why I'm blanking here. There's crates that give good weapons and that have like special effects. Because I mean, at the end of the day, right? Like when you get the forest armor, it's the best stat-wise in the game, but it doesn't have any particular effects. But there are some special weapons in the like Lost Garden or Undergarden or whatever that actually have like cool special effects, despite not having like the best like damage. I mean, I suppose the forest sword actually does poison damage, so that's not bad. You can get that. You can get like a snowball gun, like in Terraria, and like during some of the phases of the first boss, it's like actually incredibly useful, because right now his AI will just have him like fly away from you at some points. I don't know exactly what causes it. You'll see when we get there. But just like fly away from you, and having a ranged weapon like that isn't like a bow that you need to like actually draw back and stuff is really helpful. Okay, here's some gold here. Yeah, we can just mine gold. So if we can just mine gold, we could like completely skip the dungeon like part, like the dungeon exploration. We just don't need it, because we can get gold gear and then use that to upgrade it into forest ingots. So that's actually really interesting that that's how that works. And personally, I suppose I don't have any like distinct real heavy preference on it, but I just think that you know, if you're gonna put dungeons around, and perhaps that's just a thing that like right now, even though there's more than one biome, there's currently the forest and the snow biome that you can find. But the snow biome doesn't have, like, you know, there's forest ingots, and there's a forest like temple or like dungeon or whatever you want to call it, and it, you know, has all of its own stuff. But the snow biome does not have its own stuff. So perhaps the idea here is that you can either go and get forest stuff as like the most progression in this stage of the game, and you can get that either from the temples or from the Undergarden, or like the Lost Garden or whatever, or, you know, maybe in the future you could go and use those temples to give you a head start to go to like the Snow Temple and get more powerful gear first, which would be interesting. That's not it. We'll just have to wait and see. More copper there, because once you get like max health and the forest armor, I mean, like it gets to the point that even like you don't need potions or like buff items. I mean, the first boss, I mean, he's the first boss of the game. He's not really supposed to be really hard, like, at all. You know, you're supposed to still be getting used to the mechanics and the gear and the progression and all that kind of stuff. So he's not really that difficult of a boss. Pretty easy to beat, all things considered. which I don't have a problem with if again, since that's how I'm assuming he's supposed to be. But long term, I think that there could be some changes here. Some changes here made to allow for a more challenging, and challenging is a word for it, challenging and like smooth progression of it. So perhaps we'll just skip the dungeons for now, and then I can show you the dungeons after we go and do everything else. How I plan on continuing the series going forward, since now I know the entire like kind of length of progression, which is honestly not that long. How I have considered continuing this then is by going through progression and showing you guys everything that this game has to offer, the bosses, all those type of things, right? And then we'll just kind of go and periodically jump back in, especially for like major updates and stuff like that. We'll add little things to the world. We'll do nice little building challenges. You know, maybe we'll find cool ways to fight the one boss that's in the game. You know, we'll draw it out. We'll have some fun with this game. But then in the meantime, while we're waiting for content and those sorts of things, obviously, you know, it's an indie game with a very small team. We can't sit there and just expect, you know, massive finished projects out of all of that. But you know, I'll sit there and be playing different games in between those, in between those updates, and in between when we're doing little like check-ins on this game. And so hopefully we can have a lot of fun with it. I mean, again, I think personally these would be good videos to put on in the background while you're working, doing dishes, doing some sort of other activity. Of course, you know, if you want to sit here and watch me dig a tunnel, you're more than welcome, and boy do I appreciate it. Ooh, new cave. What? Oh, we're down here. Interesting. Okay, I didn't know that went down that far. Well, right now I'm just trying to get down to a level that gold will spawn more reliably. I mean, even if I do get to the little undergarden area, that will have gold that spawns very, very frequently. So we'll have a good influx of gold that we can use for those sorts of things. I do still need to also test out the new minecart system they added in. That's new with this 0.8 update. So we're just going to keep mining this stone here. I mean, it's nice to have it, because then we can go and use this stone for a bunch of building projects later. What was I speaking about before? Oh yeah, that's right. What was kind of continuing with this? So yeah, in between going and doing Allumeria videos, either based off of updates or just checking in and making like cool builds and stuff like that. You know, I don't have particularly too much theming planned for any particular like videos. You know, I don't plan on being, you know, like a core Minecraft YouTuber, Terraria YouTuber, Allumeria YouTuber. I'm just gonna play things that I enjoy, and hopefully you guys stick around for those. You know, and hopefully if there's anybody new here watching this, then hopefully you're fine with sticking around to see something. So. You know, there's plenty of Minecraft mod packs I enjoy. That'd be cool to, I think, to do some videos on. You know, there's a lot of content in those. Big fan of Vintage Story. That could be something. I mean, again, I love Terraria. I mean, I'm playing a game that is combining Minecraft and Terraria, so I am a big Terraria fan. There's plenty of things that we could be doing here that I actually really enjoy, and it'd be nice to go and do these sort of things. If you have any recommendations, of course, please leave them in the comments, and I'll see what I can do. But yeah, so we haven't hit any cave in miles, which is kind of insane, because the cave gen in this game is actually pretty lenient when it comes to, like, it spawns caves quite a bit, even though we're not kind of finding anything here. It's quite interesting. I mean, if I'm gonna be going all the way down to like the Lost Garden area, it is going to be a long time before I get there. It's very deep. It's the bottom of the world. Oh, okay, there it is. So here's the entrance to the Undergarden area. Is Undergarden stone. It seems I can't actually mine it with iron, so I'd have to come back with a gold pickaxe, but I think we can get that pretty easily. We can just crawl our way out of this little hole. And we can go and get that. Let's see here. It was up this way, wasn't it? Yeah, I think so. Ooh, there's some iron I missed. There we go. Let's see here. I know I dropped through a hole in the ceiling. This isn't definitely not the way back up. It's not set up at all. I guess I have no other choice. Interesting. Okay, I'm gonna turn back. Okay, let's see here. Shurikens, torches. Don't really need much of that. Though it's always nice to just hold on to those things. I am lost. That's fun. Where are we? This is... And there's just a pit. There's just a void. Okay. One of these days, I'll get out of this cave. You know what? I'm gonna grab some of this coal as I go, just because I see that I'm getting low on torches. And I'm gonna need a bunch for what I'm planning on doing here. So we can go and get that, and then we can go back up to the surface, try and make a golden pickaxe, and then come back down to that area if I can find it again. Then we can use that area to get into the Undergarden and start stealing stuff for progression. The ore itself, the forest ore, actually has a very interesting method of gathering it that I hadn't seen in any of like the inspirations here, which is you'll see when we get down there, but you need gold. Like, it's a combination item, so you need gold to be able to craft forest ingots. But on top of that, you need a specific plant that grows in the Lost Garden. So instead of like combining two materials in terms of like, I don't know, two ores, or Terraria a lot of times will be like combine an ore with a specific like mob drop. Instead of that, we have an ore combined with like what normally in a lot of these games is like an aesthetic item. What? Get back here. Okay, here's some more coal. That's the way. I'm totally lost. I have absolutely no idea where I'm going. Coal. Drop down there. I'm just gonna keep following these. So I see sand. That's a good sign. I hear water. That's a good sign. That means we're under the lake somewhere. Not there, apparently. much coal do I have? 154? Okay, that's good for now. Oh, you know, I bet there is a reason to do the dungeon, but we can still go and do raw progression first because it has equipment items that are nice, like the jet boots. The jet boots, the jump springs, all things that would be real nice to have actually if I'm gonna go down into the special like endgame biome there, or at least endgame for now. I hear more of those. Oh, there it is. Stone golem. Ow. Let's drink a potion. Ooh, I think I remember that mushroom, that shroom right there. I think I have ingrained into my memory. Never mind, this loops. What am I talking about? Oh, wait, is that the hole? I think that's the hole. Okay, well, how do I climb back up there? Mage, be gone. Why? Is there like a natural way back up there, or am I just going to have to make my own way? I might just have to make my own way. Ow! Okay, well... This guy... Please get out of here. Skeleton, get out of here. Okay, we're just gonna make our own way. We're just gonna... dig up into this wall. Okay, I gotta remember where actually to turn so I can get us where we need to be. Ooh, okay, there we go. There we go. Now we're cooking with gas here. All right. I'm going to place a wooden thing right there just to remind me that goes down to like my lower level in theory. And in theory, I completely forgot where I made that staircase. So that'll be fun to figure out when I have to go back down there in like a couple seconds. But we should be able to, what do we have? We have 123 iron, so we should be able to finish up our iron armor at least. Then maybe I'll change my mind and go to the dungeon to try and get some of those equipment pieces. Do you have anything in here that I can use? No. Put away a lot of this. That's fine for now. Put that away. Now we're going to smelt up gold bars. Okay, 6 of those. Smelt up all of our iron. Here we go, 41 bars, looking good. Go to our crafting, let's see here. Bucket, minecart. Okay, we need a helmet and boots. And now we have full iron armor. We can't make any of the gold stuff yet. And gold spawns, but it spawns kind of rarely in that cave, like in the cave area. So now that I'm thinking about it, it might just be a good idea to go to that dungeon, because there's a dungeon over that way. Yeah, see, you can see the little lights. So maybe we'll go take on a dungeon. We have iron armor. I didn't get any heartbeats, which sucks, but hopefully we'll be able to find a little ghoul. Get this guy out of here. Cool. I'm always going to leave torches lighting up my way so I know my way around in the overworld, because it can be very dark without that. Let's see here. Alright, put that down there. Alright, so here's a forest dungeon. So these have, it's kind of like just a maze labyrinth thing down there. There's a bunch of good loot. To be had. And enemies just kind of spawn constantly, which can get annoying, but the loot is worth it. The loot is definitely worth it. No. Get this ghoul out of here. Uh-oh. Okay, kill them. Drink potion. Just open into another cave. Hey, look at that. And put a torch in there. Ow. So this is what I mean by just constantly spawning mobs. By the looks of it, it has been farming mob spawns for who knows how long. Look at this, man! What is going on? Oh my god. Oh. There we go. Loser alert. Oh, zombie. Where'd you come from? Okay, now there are traps in here. Like, this is a trap. I don't know where the pressure plate is for it, but that's a trap. Like, see, there's one of the pressure plates. We can't mine any of these blocks until we have a forest pickaxe, but we should be able to get a forest pickaxe from this dungeon. Like, it should be somewhere in this dungeon. There's going to be a chest, and it's going to have a forest pickaxe, and then we can come back and we can loot the whole thing because we can start mining blocks, because there's going to be little loot, ow! Bone trio. Ow. Ow. Get this guy out of here. I don't know what he's doing here. He needs to get out. See, because here there's like this gate that has a chest behind it for good loot. Problem is, we can't mine that. Not yet, anyway. Because we need a forest pickaxe to get through that. Because we can mine any block within the dungeon once we have it. Still hear 10 gazillion more of them. Chug that. And we keep on moving. Alright. Don't get hit by poison, I guess, because we can poison bones. Why? I don't know. I don't ask questions. We just poison them. That's probably a name of like an Undertale AU, Poison Bones. All about, I don't know, Papyrus gets cancer. And then Sans gets angry and murders a child over it, probably. Probably stars Dirty Brother. You know, he is referenced once in the entire game, Dirty Brother. Just like Togor. And I can't wait for Togor's reappearance in Deltarune. Okay, so there's one of the like big loot chests with gold plating. I think the pickaxe should be in here. Yes. Okay, so we got the jet boots. That's real cool. Cube of curing. Just have that on for in here. And like toss this iron pickaxe now that we have this. Okay, so yeah, now we can essentially get through any area in the entire dungeon and steal all the loot in it, because now we have no restrictions, and we can use any of the blocks in here for our own business. You can't craft them in any way, but you can, of course, you know, you can steal them all if you wanted to make your own dungeon, or like use dungeon blocks. Okay, bagels. Got a stone of regeneration here. Down. Potion. Change the mob spawn. There's more mobs than I remember. Dirty Brother. Okay. Ooh, the spring boots, increasing jump, like height. I can jump really high, and I have the jet boost. Real nice. That's down there. Okay, so our goals now that we got that are go down, use that staircase I made to go down to the Lost Garden. Get heartbeats, and get forest armor and weapons. I get that, and that's the equivalent of like diamond armor, because it's the best in the game right now. Gecko gloves. The best in the game right now. And then we can take on the boss. We should be able to easily clear him there, and then I don't know what to do after that. Maybe we'll do a little victory lap, kill him a couple times over. Have a little bit of fun, build a castle, build something cool. I mean, technically at that point, sky's the limit. We own the world. We beat the guy, and the one guy who even kind of stood a chance to be able to take us down. We just killed him. We'll get to that point. We're not there yet. We're still gonna go through a little bit of a training arc here. Ooh, the paraglider. Good for exploration. So I'll probably be putting that on for that anti-poison thing. But not until we get out of here. Ow. Alright, they're beat there. You know what? We're right here. I'm just leaving. Okay, we actually got some iron and gold out of that as well, so that's nice. Climb up here. Cool. Now we can fly around. Alright. So yeah, we gotta go and get gold. Get the plants from the Lost Garden so we can make forest tools. What else do we need? Do we need anything else in particular? I know there's boots that work like Hermes boots in Terraria that allow me to sprint for a given amount of time. Those would be nice to have as well. Throw a bunch of this stuff in here. Where's that paraglider? Put you on instead of you. You know what? Let's put a painting up on the wall. There we go. Nice melon picture. Make our home a little bit more cozy. Alright. Alright. Plants, gold, possibly more items. If I can get the snowball cannon, if I can get the melon slicer, if I can get any of those things from down there, we'll be pretty set. And I can't remember where to find the sprinting boots. We might need to go to another dungeon for those. Let's crawl down here. Let's use our little staircase. We dug it out. Might as well. Okay, now we just have to find our way back to the little area. I'm gonna start putting down wood blocks because I think I'm heading the right way, and then it'll just be following the wood blocks to get to the area we need, so then I don't lose it like an idiot anymore. Alright, wood there, you. Now we don't have to worry too much about having like drops like this because we have the rocket boots. That's where I did it? No. Where did I... Oh, right here. I'm right on top of it. Okay, let me... There. You know what? That's gonna bug me. But look how fast this pickaxe mines. Like, this is the best. I mean, they give you the best for a reason. So now we just have to get down there, and I can begin to show you all the cool things that are down there in the Undergarden. We're almost back down there. Just need to clear up this so that I don't bump my head. I don't just crack my skull on the stairs going up and down. Also, be efficient. There are some kind of dangerous mobs down here. This is the only place in the entire game, as of right now, where different mobs spawn. They're like new mobs, at least to my knowledge. In the game right now, this is the only place where new mobs spawn. So you have all your regular old variants, and then you have a few new ones. There's a little like ranged poison spit mushroom guy, and there's like some slimes down here. And other than that, you got your usual suspects: little mage, little skeleton, all those sorts of things. So we just gotta get down there. It's also got, of course, you know, a bunch of lava, and, you know, a bunch of dangerous, nasty stuff down here that you don't want to be just bumping into. Ooh, there's some gold right there. Let's start checking something off of our list. We're already getting, because gold is a base. Gold is a base for forest armor. Now, there's also an ore down here called Allumerite, like the game's namesake. It currently doesn't seem to do anything particularly useful. I think you can create a buff item called the Everything Bagel with it. But as of right now, I don't think it does. Like, I don't think you can make weapons or armor with it. Okay, there we go. We just broke into the little Undergarden area here. Put that down. Okay, that pillar will help us not only get back, but it allows us to know where the entrance is. Alright, these plants. We need these plants, these little glowing plants right here. We need these, and we need gold. That's what we need. Those are the things we need, and breaking the crates down here are what will give us the particularly good weapons, like the melon slicer, or the snowball cannon. Those would be good to have. Now, there's honorable mentions. There's other things in those crates that honestly I just think are kind of lame. There's the pizza cutter that's just a really fast, close-range melee weapon. I don't think it's very good, especially for the only boss that's in the game right now that has a lot of ranged phases. So having a really low-damage, fast melee weapon really doesn't do anything. One of the little mushroom guys is on me. Oh, we're not taking that much damage as of now. I will just go and finish that off. Let's see. I don't think mobs get affected by lava right now. I think currently all mobs are immune to walking in lava, so they just kind of march around in the lava. You can't like push them in there. Alright, let's see here. We got some more plants. Okay, see? There we go. We got the crowbar, which for now will be better than our iron sword. Shout out Half-Life. Shout out Skibbity Toilet. Ooh. Ooh, another loser horn. Okay. We can get more gold. There's only one gold in that. You know, whatever. it would also be nice if I could find some heartbeats down here. They spawn pretty frequently as well. I don't need too many. I think I can only get a few more hearts, but it'd still be nice to have it. Okay, so this stuff right here, this blue stuff, this is allumerite. Since I'm here, I'm gonna grab it. But again, I don't think it has any particularly good purpose as of right now. I'm sure it will in the future. Let's see here. Silver, we don't need that. Got some torches. Okay, we got some more guys shooting at us. Bush. Ooh, another fun thing. Okay, whoopee cushion. I think. Yeah, whoopee cushion. Alright. That. Ooh, there's some gold right there. I don't know if I'll be able to do it actually. Cave roof like that. That's gonna be a toughie. Oh, shoot. Now, another thing that kind of makes this part of the cave dangerous, I guess, is just because of the large nature of it. Because of how large it is. Why am I trying to... Ooh, there's a way I can just get up. The large nature of it makes it so a lot of mobs spawn. Because again, as of right now, I mean, there's no way to place like torches to stop mobs from spawning. There's no way to have any other way to make mobs like not spawn or spawn less. So what you get is just a huge cave where there's just hordes of mobs constantly assaulting it. Yeah, I mean it's fair, you know. It's an end game area. It should be fairly challenging. But honestly, the current mob spawning rules are one of my other major complaints with the game. I know that Terraria also has unlimited... Ooh, we got the pizza cutter. Also has... Ooh, there's a heartbeat right there. Do I dare burn myself for it? I do. I do dare burn myself for it. Oh, I can't fly. What's going on? There we go. But yeah, even though Terraria has unlimited mob spawn, you can't put torches down or anything like that. I feel like the diversity of mob spawn and the way that you can like avoid mobs in terms of like ranged enemies is a lot nicer. You can also hear a lot of mobs like pretty obviously coming, right? So like if I'm playing Terraria and a skeleton spawns nearby, I can hear that, like, skeleton. I mean, like, these guys you can hear currently, because, like, you can hear right now that mage is just, like, casting spells, like, just over and over there. But it's not... I don't think that's, like, planned. Like, I don't think it's planned for him to just spam spells, which allows you to know where he is, because he's trying to shoot me through a wall. I think that's just currently how the mob AI works, but I'm assuming that will change in the future. And so because of that, maybe a bit of like actual like indication of mobs and like mob spawning rules and stuff like that would be nice. I mean, again, I know we're working with six mobs currently. We're working with 6 mobs currently. There's the mages, the skeletons, the stone golems, the ghosts, the zombies. It's 5. The little mushroom guys, 6, both slimes, 7 and 8, and boars. They're not really a mob. I don't know, that's a fairly sized list, but in terms of mobs that are that actually apply to cave spawning, like in here, you only have the mages, the stone golems, the skeletons, green slime, and the little mushroom guys. So we're kind of really limited right now on types of mobs. In contrast to one of its inspirations there, Terraria, that has a huge number of mobs. They got a ton, and biome specific, and all these other things. And I'm assuming they want to get somewhere close. I'm assuming they still want to be their own thing. They want Allumeria to be its own thing, and not just this is Terraria but 3D, because that'd be kind of lame. They kind of want it to be its own thing, but I don't know if going for without. Ooh, there we go. Okay, snowball gun, best ranged item in the game. That's big, because all we have to do is go and find one snow biome and farm a couple snow blocks, and we'll essentially have. And there's the melon slicer. Okay. Okay, we're doing real good. If I could just find more gold. I'm confident in my amount of the little plants. I got 33, so that's 33 pieces right there. Okay, maybe not. But that's 33 pieces right there, plus whatever gold we have. Torches. I don't know what's going on to not find gold. On the other world that I was playing on and experimenting on solo, I mean, I came down here and there was just gold everywhere. You couldn't walk 5 feet without finding this stuff. Ooh, there's some gold. I almost missed it. Okay. How much gold do we have? 122. Okay. We could get a few more. This part of getting ore kind of feels very, very similar to Terraria's Hellstone armor, crafting kind of stage, where you have to go all the way to the bottom, where you have to go to Hell to get Hellstone, and then you have to go and find the obsidian to make actual bars out of it. So you need two different crafting items there. This feels very similar in that regard. That it's also one of those things that you kind of want to go and grab as much as you can. You kind of want to get it done in one trip, rather than having to run back and forth a bunch. It's real nice to be able to just get all the little plants and all the gold you need to just make the forest armor and forest weapons and tools and all that kind of stuff just immediately on getting out of here. So I mean, I think there's a little cave thing there. Those spawn down here. I'm not entirely sure they're supposed to, but they do. They spawn frequently. There's these little places. Let's see what we got. We got a spawn pointer, so we can set our spawn point finally. Nice potions and a bow I don't really need, but I'm gonna grab. And we got a boomerang. So technically you're supposed to find those, because those can spawn earlier along with mine shafts. You're supposed to find those first, and then they give you essentially your first semi-decent ranged weapon, which is the boomerang. I might honestly look here. Whoops. And then you come down here and you find these things. Another snowball gun. It's kind of big. I need to find more heartbeats too. If we're gonna fight the boss, I need to find more heartbeats. But we're already kind of this video is already long enough. Ow! This video is already long enough. That might be a next time kind of thing. Let's get more gold. Oh, you know what? I bet you that those running shoes I got from one of those mining things. Like the thing right behind me, the little like mining platform with the chest in it. Maybe that's where I got it from. So maybe if I could find some more of those, I could get the ability to sprint, which is also very nice to have. How many little plants do I have? 47. 48 now. Starting to run out of torches too. Another pizza cutter. Here's another one of these little cave areas. What do we got? I mean, let's just grab it. Allumeria. Okay, I also need to find my way back to where my original kind of area was. Where I have the wooden pillar that gets me back. Again, I'm kind of running out of torches here. There's a big open spot. This biome is actually sick. If any of you have heard of the Minecraft ARG, about the lost like alpha versions, about the whole thing that there was like those different alpha versions that were on their own like branch, and eventually culminated in the release of like their kind of like, I don't know what to call it, like mod, I guess, or like reimagining of Minecraft, where it was Minecraft Cypress. That also has a kind of biome like this in it, and it's actually really fascinating. I love the kind of idea of this kind of like biome, this kind of area under the world. I mean, I just like the idea. Like, don't get me wrong, you know, when you're first like starting playing Minecraft and stuff, especially as like a kid, you know, you sit there and make a nether portal, and it's a really interesting and kind of creepy thing for a kid, especially if you played in the older versions of Minecraft. But I am definitely more of a fan of this game and like Terraria's more smooth biome transition. It's like, oh yeah, you know, there's technically, like, I guess this isn't another dimension, right? Neither technically is hell from Terraria. It's just another biome. But I don't know. I kind of like that more than having distinct dimensions that I have to go to with portals. Like, instead, just having like biome-specific progression paths, I think I'm more of a fan of, rather than the dimension-based kind of thing. I mean, again, don't get me wrong, those original things are like, again, they still provide, they still hit when they need to. It's just a personal preference thing for me. 202 gold. All right, this kind of looks like our main area that we were working with. Give the goblin some gold. Give the goblin some gold. Oh yeah, that's right. I was going to demonstrate the melon slicer. So here's the melon slicer. So it's a sword, but it shoots melons when you block. So I can block and just gun things down with melons. What am I doing? That was insane. That was embarrassing. Let's not do that one again. Ooh, heartbeat, heartbeat, heartbeat. Lava bucket, don't need you. Not right now, at least. Give me that heartbeat. And a toy chest. Squeaky toy. How have I gotten lost again? Hello? Didn't go over that way. There's no torches. Got my squeaky toy. Oh, there we go. How about the stairs? Oh yeah, that's right. I did forget about that. Okay, well, here's what we're gonna do to fix that. We're gonna come down here, and we're gonna go shapes, stair. And now this is gonna be smooth in terms of getting up and down. Because I don't want to have a stroke every single time I want to walk up from my mine. I really do like the kind of building freedom that this gives. You know, Minecraft obviously has a ton, but I mean, listen, I might just be a bit lazy here, but you know, going out and getting the different materials, and then having to get the materials specifically to then go and have enough to make stairs, enough to make slabs, enough to make any other kind of like design blocks you need. Where is this? No, this is one of the other places. Yeah, like design blocks that you need. You know, it's just a bunch of resource consumption. But here I don't have to worry about that. I can just use my trusty hammer. I can just use my trusty hammer to just modify the blocks that I already have existing. Okay. I placed the wood, did I not? Did I not place a wood pathway so that I would know where to go if I fell down here? So that I would be able to say, okay, I know exactly where I am. Here's how I get back to my base. I guess not. I guess I just forgot about that part. Okay, there's another piece of wood. There's another piece of wood. Didn't stand a chance. Alright, let's see here. Not that way. Wood block there. Wait, where'd my wood blocks go? Yeah, it's nice to have the movement from the jet boots. Okay, let's get out of here. Let's get back home. Get back home. Sweet toy. I'm enamored by it. Alright. So now we're back here. So we can make forest ingots out of what we have there, but let's make more gold first. Let's make more gold out of all of the gold that we have. Alright, we're still going here. Alright, 76. So now we can go and use all of our little plants. Okay, cool. 58 of that. Ooh, a new painting. Let's put this one here. Interesting. Oh, that's like the screensaver. I see. Okay. So now we're gonna go here, and we're gonna make the armor. And we're gonna make the sword, because listen, the melon slicer's good, but the sword does more base damage. We also have a spawn pointer we can put down. So I'm gonna just make a spot here for it. There we go. Spawn is set. So now we can spawn in our house when we need it. Let's throw on that forest armor. Boom, we're up to 12 defense. And this sword is really good. I can do boom dead. Boom dead. Boom dead. And it applies poison. So this is a pretty good weapon. But with that bit of progress, I think that'll be it for this session, and the next time we can go and get some heartbeats and maybe take on the first boss. So thank you guys again for being here with me and listening to me ramble while I sit there and run around through caves. I hope you enjoyed. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.